just wanted to do a brief interview with you. We just had some questions. Veronica is going to start with the first two.
Can you give us a summary of the purpose of the pet literacy program?
Yeah, the pet literacy program has been around for a long time. What it does is it has people from the public who come in and either sit on chairs or on the ground with dogs or cats, or we actually have bunnies that are also red too. And basically what it does for animals, it's a human interaction. It's a human paying attention to that dog, or maybe two dogs in that kennel, and they're hearing a human voice. So to that, it's very soothing for an animal. A lot of people throughout the day, people are walking by, maybe walk by the kennel. They're not getting any kind of attention unless we have a volunteer like Diane right here who took this dog out. But the reading literacy, it's very beneficial because that dog is being paid attention to, or that cat or that rabbit, and that person is speaking in a human voice. It's very soothing, it's very comforting to the animal.
So second question, can you give us a brief summary of the progression of this organization?
Yes, I mean, we're doing, if you guys go onto our website, Long Beach Animal Care Services, or even probably on the Facebook page, we're making amazing progress on the amount of animals that are being adopted out. We just hired a new rescue and transport person who will be helping getting animals to transport, and transport is usually outside the state. We can fly all kinds of pets in Canada, Colorado, Washington. So with that person on board now, that's going to increase getting animals out. Also more adoptions, and also SPCA LA, they're doing all of our adoptions on site, so that has increased the adoption rate. And we do off-site adoption events, so that's always beneficial. Plus we have a couple of ones that we do twice a year. We do the KLOS
Kathy,
event.
for our last few questions, can you let us know why you feel people should volunteer and why they should care about animal issues?
Well, when this shelter first opened back in 2001, we did not have a rescue partner program, which is the program I'm in charge of, that I oversee. So you can imagine, can't really take a cat out for a walk, but they still need to be socialized. So you can imagine any one of these dogs in these kennels would never go out and be walked, or have an opportunity to go into a play yard, never have an opportunity to maybe be at an outside event to try to get adopted. So if we don't have committed volunteers, if I don't have a committed volunteer, these dogs don't get out of the kennels. So it's really important. I'm always looking for good volunteers who are willing to stay, commit, because I know everybody has their own thing, or they're going to school and they're working. But if there's no volunteers, then we don't have people helping transport animals to the airport so they can go on to be adopted in other states. And I mean, just for me, I'm an animal person, especially. I love dogs. I'm like crazy about it. I mean, I have my own cat. He's 14. But we need compassion. We need people to care.
Right.
But we want good adopters as well. So we're always, people come down. We do have, on our side, we have reasonable adoption fees. SPCAs are a little higher. However, it's still less than if you were to go to a private breeder, where we try to discourage that because of the overpopulation in the shelters.
Yeah.
So always try to, and that's one of our mottos, is to practice and educate people to spay and neuter their animals, because we wouldn't have this situation. This is just our shelter. There are shelters all over the United States and in the world that are filled to the brim with animals that need homes.
Overpopulation.
Overpopulation,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, thank you. For the last question, can you just briefly talk about the organization's euthanization practices and procedures, just briefly?
So basically, we try to place every animal we can. Sometimes it's not possible. We do humanely euthanize here. We also euthanize if an animal comes in that is severely sick. or we've had owner surrenders that have brought their animals in that are very sick, have cancer. So we try to look at the animal's quality of life. Also, we do have animal control officers that are out in the cities that we service. If a dog gets hit by a car or a dog is severely injured, we might come in and euthanize. Also, that's why I mentioned before spay and neutering, because we are an open intake shelter. We take in every animal that comes here, that with the 5 cities we service.
Wow.
So we get to a point where we're, and I say this in my orientation to you because it affects the herd health. So you can only have so many animals in a kennel. And we try to keep them like even pit bulls, which are hard to adopt, and chihuahuas.
Yeah.
We can keep them for 4 or 5 months, but if we have more animals coming from the field, good Samaritans turning them in, or people surrendering, it gets to a point where there's not enough kennel space for animals, and sometimes we have to make a decision.
Right.
Unfortunately, it might be euthanization, so that's why we always educate people to spay and neuter.
Right. Okay, and then just lastly, can you just let us know about the future goals of the organization? Where do you see the progression of this organization?
You know, we've got, like I said, we just hired a outreach coordinator, so we have plans to, you know, social media is so huge right now, so that's a huge arena for people to look at and get adopted, and you know, everywhere. It just takes one person to, if you ladies know, I'm sure most people have Instagram or Facebook or something, that it only takes one person to see an animal to say, hey, I might want to adopt that animal. So we're always striving towards that. And like I said, the live release rate is when the animal comes into the system and either leaves through adoption or through rescue, or the owner finds their animals and they come back. So that is the goal, to increase that. You know, have enough staff on hand to take care of everything, like the animal control officers, staff that take care of so many things in the front office. We have a full-time adoption and rehoming coordinator. Myself, I'm the rescue partner coordinator, so I get all the volunteers in, train them, get them to off-site events. So, you know, we strive to get animals out of here and get them to loving homes or into rescues.
Okay, so for anybody that wants to come in and volunteer, this is Kathy, and she is the coordinator. So this is the person that
the requirement is you need to be 18, so you have to be a legal adult. And we do have an application you can download from our website. And we do happen to have an orientation tomorrow night from 6 to 8:30 p.m.
Great.
So I'm always, like I said, I'm always looking for dedicated volunteers that want to help.
Thank you so much for
you're
your time.
welcome. My
We really
pleasure.
appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Animals that are coming off of the street, like stray animals, animals coming out of bad housing situations, like if they've been abused. When you guys are walking around to look for cats and dogs, look for the ones that are maybe like injured or have cones on their heads, look like, you know, if they're cowering at the back of the kennel. Those are the ones you want